Hello, friends. This is Tomar Levine of Soul Guidance for Awakening, and this is my third episode of Stepping into the Unknown. And it's the third time I have recorded this episode because of the unknown, the unpredictable, the unforeseen happens. This is where I got that title from, because I have decided to embark on an experiment of doing a daily live stream, at least for the month of March, and perhaps for beyond that. I hope so. Because I would like to believe that the balance of fear to excitement, dread to joy, will tilt in my favor, in the favor of beauty and inspiration and delight, which is part of the thrill of improvisation, being creative in the moment. One of the great gifts of our time is this technology, which suddenly is giving us all something at our fingertips that we never could have imagined just a few years ago. So in the first session of this, I talked about creativity. I was a painter for many years, an artist. There's one of my paintings on the wall. And that creativity is stepping into the unknown. And there are many forms of creativity. Having a baby is about the most creative thing you can do. And if that isn't stepping into the unknown, what is? But doing anything, creating a business, it's all unknown. And we can pretend to have it all together and to have a really good plan, and it can't fail. And we think we have the map and the lay of the land, and then poof, we open a restaurant, and then suddenly COVID-19 happens and everything gets locked down. We live always in a world of unpredictability. We just pretend to ourselves that life is predictable, that we can feel sort of in control, that we've got it pretty well figured out. The second episode, I spoke about channeling, something else I do. And what's interesting about that, because it's really scary, you have to really not be in control. But what I realized is that the paradox of that is that although not being in control does create a certain degree of anxiety and fear of being foolish, and now you're going to hear the ice cream truck perhaps out of my window, because I live in New York. So there's anxiety because I'm not in control and I don't know what's going to happen, and maybe nothing will happen, and maybe I'll freeze up, or maybe I'll just say stupid things. I can blame that on my stupid guides. But that actually the only way to be a channeler, and the only way to open to intuition, open to higher guidance, open to a greater intelligence that isn't the one that's in our conscious personality mind, is to not be in control. We have to be willing to deliberately set down control and surrender to letting something happen that we can't predict. That's the whole point. And it's not easy. It's not easy. There is anxiety around it until you get in the flow and you feel carried and you feel held. Sort of like this character that I've been showing you, the fool from the tarot deck, stepping blithely off the edge of the cliff without even looking where he's going. And yet he's considered a divine fool, the essence of innocence, trust, and faith in being held by the universe, by a higher power. So those different examples I've been playing with, those are all examples of being an individual, stepping into the unknown, an individual recognizing that you're not in control, an individual playing with the unforeseen, the unexpected. What happens when the whole world has stepped into the unknown, is in the unknown, is walking down the path of the unknown together? That's what's been happening in our world now for the last year or more. And what's unprecedented about it is that I believe it's the first time in human history, because of the global instantaneous communications that we now are so used to and take for granted. It's the first time that everyone on the planet is having an experience that in some way is similar or related or connected to every other person on the planet, every other individual on the planet. And not only that, but we know it. We're conscious of it. We're consciously aware of that fact, of the interconnection, of the simultaneity of an experience that is changing everybody's life, that has changed everyone's life. So it's a shocking thing if you imagine just looking down at the earth and seeing that everyone, all these sparks of intelligence within all the billions of humans on the planet, are all interconnected, are all connecting to a central truth, a central reality. This interconnectedness, this oneness, even though we're not maybe thinking about it in that way, but isn't that what's being revealed? And many things are being revealed at this time. That's part of the awakening that's happening. So one of the things I also was thinking about in relation to this global experience of stepping into the unknown together, being in the unknown together, is that our human mind, in order to feel comfortable, in order to feel safe or secure, we like to believe that we can predict what's going to happen. We like to be in familiar surroundings. We like to feel somewhat in control, or that somebody's in control. And that allows the vigilance that otherwise we would always be on the lookout for the saber-toothed tiger that's might be lurking in the shadows. It allows that vigilance to relax. And then we just go about our business, assuming that we know what's going to happen and everything is unfolding as it's supposed to, and one day is like the other. Like they say, the sun is going to rise, even though that's a very good example of an illusion, because the sun never rises. The earth revolves. The earth turns. So when we're not able to sink into that familiar comfort of predictability, there's an awakeness that happens. There's an awareness. Like when we go on vacation for 2 weeks and it feels like 6 months, it's because every single instant of that experience in a different country, we were awake. We were noticing. So I see my screen is freezing and I'd better end this now. I'll be back, and I hope my technology will support me better, but I am living in the unknown right now. Blessings to you. Bye for now.